In my own sleep clinic, what I noticed is if you have insomnia, normally the first thing you try to let go is caffeine. So the problem is if you have been using caffeine consistently for quite a while, suddenly you stopped it because you think it gets in the way of your sleep, you're going to have this caffeine withdrawal effect. You may have headache in the morning. You may feel awful. And many people contribute this to insomnia, to poor sleep last night. So basically, by trying to help yourself and cutting off caffeine suddenly, you make your insomnia and your sleep anxiety worse. So I want to share some knowledge about caffeine today. Hi, I'm Dr. Yishan, a board-certified sleep specialist and psychologist. I update new videos every week. If you like my content, welcome to subscribe and like. I remember years ago, I went to meet some friends in the evening time and we ordered milk tea. Everyone enjoyed it, including myself. The problem is, after going back to home, I could not fall asleep the whole night. Well, now think back, I'm pretty sure I got some sleep, but feel like very light sleep. But because it was so light, it feels like I did not sleep the whole night. Then I did the experiment, purposely try to drink milk tea in the evening time several times. The same thing happens to me every single time. Then I know I'm very sensitive to caffeine. A lot of Americans do rely on caffeine or drink coffee in the morning to help them stay awake. So according to some data published in 2001, about 43% of Americans very likely to use caffeinated beverages to control their daytime sleepiness. National Sleep Foundation published some data talk about moderate level of caffeine intake is not associated with any recognized health risk. How much is moderate level? So about 3 8-ounce cup of coffee per day is considered a moderate amount of caffeine intake. And if you are taking 6 or more, those kind of 8-ounce cups of coffee every day, that will be considered as excessive intake of caffeine. You may notice in a lot of doctor's office, workplaces, and stores and car place, they all provide this coffee machine. You can get your own coffee anytime. It becomes such a popular culture. I never drink coffee when I was in China, but after I came to America, I started drinking coffee more and more. And now I really crave 1 cup of coffee every day. So it's really a culture that influences us all. But there are several things you really need to know about caffeine. A lot of things we think we know about caffeine may be wrong. First, drinking coffee does not actually put in new energies in our system. What caffeine does actually is block the signal of tiredness from our brain to our body. So after drinking some coffee, our brain cannot get signals from our body anymore. So even though we feel sleepy, we're exhausted, we're tired, the brain does not know. So brain think, okay, you're not tired, then keep on going. So you will see some people keep on drinking coffee, keep on drinking, but in reality, they may already so exhausted, so ready to crash. Second, caffeine's half-life is quite long. It's about 3 to 7 hours. What that means, after you take some caffeine, it's going to take about 6 to 14 hours to get out of your body system. But it really depends on whether you are someone sensitive to caffeine like me or not. If you are sensitive, you have to watch out. Stop drinking any coffee or take any caffeinated beverage or food around noon time. So you give your body enough time to digest the caffeine. Third, is caffeine harming our sleep or not? There are actually mixed data about this. So there's some research find out the more coffee we drink during the day, the more broken our night's sleep becomes. So if you drink a lot of coffee during the daytime, then you may have a lot of awakenings at nighttime when you sleep. However, a new research published in 2019, researchers from Florida Atlantic University and Harvard Medical School, they collaborated and studied 785 people and monitored them for a total of more than 5,000 days and nights to record how much caffeine, alcohol, and nicotine may impact the sleep. So these people all consume these things within 4 hours before bedtime. What they find out is, yes, alcohol and nicotine may harm our sleep. However, taking caffeine within 4 hours before the bedtime does not really associate with any poor sleep outcome. So I think it's very hard to say drinking coffee or taking caffeine is good or bad for your sleep. I think what we really need to do is to listen to our body. Ask yourself, are you someone impacted by caffeine a lot? Have you noticed a repeated pattern between your own caffeine intake and your own sleep pattern? For me, after I figure out I'm sensitive to caffeine, then I stop drinking coffee by noon. And in the afternoon, I only drink tea with less caffeine in it. I try to set up a curfew for my coffee window. Remember, a lot of things have caffeine in it. For example, coffee, energy drinks, tea, even chocolate has it. So be careful what you are eating and drinking if you are really sensitive to caffeine. However, if you are someone opposite from me, you are not sensitive to caffeine, you can drink and eat whatever before bedtime, and you can always sleep very well, then it may not be a problem for you. And if you are like that all the time, suddenly, and you have sleep problems, you suddenly have some symptoms of insomnia. So very likely there's some other factors in the picture, not just caffeine. By just cutting off caffeine suddenly may not help with your insomnia. A lot of times stress, anxiety, mood disorders, and the dehydration, they can all impact our sleep quality and make us exhausted and tired. We don't realize all these other factors may be playing a role. We always blame sleep last night to be the reason for our problems. So I share all this, just want to let you know. Caffeine may not be such a magical tool to save your energy. And also, if you have insomnia, by cutting off caffeine is not enough. So for chronic insomnia, the best evidence-based treatment still is CBTI, cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia. You have to adjust your sleep worries, how you think about sleep, and adjust your sleep behaviors, your sleep habit. What do you do before sleep, during sleep, after sleep? You do all this to help you regain a better night of sleep. Remember, sleep hygiene is just like teeth cleaning. It cannot solve your cavities in your teeth and any root canal problem. You need a specialist with a special tool, special treatment to target the deeper issue. You can check out my CBTI course here. I adapt the material from Stanford Sleep Center, and I have this course in both English and Chinese. You can also find a local provider who are trained with CBTI, and you can find it on Society of Behavioral Sleep Medicine's website. Providers get DBSM certification. It's the most qualified providers to treat insomnia right now. Unfortunately, the whole America, we only have less than 500 such providers available. In my other videos, I also mentioned sometimes snoring and sleep apnea may get in the way and overlap with insomnia. So you don't only need to treat your insomnia, you also need to treat your sleep apnea. I hope this video is helpful to you. Remember, sleep is a very individualized thing. There are so many sleep disorders out there. If you cannot sleep well, there may be a lot of explanations for it, and there are a lot of resources to help you. Accept yourself is the key to a happier and healthier sleep and life. I'm Dr. Yishan. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.